Okay, alright. We're here with pornographer Larry Flynt and televangelist Pat Robertson, talking about morality in America. So let's switch to a breaking news issue. You heard about this? The sex for tickets scandal in Philadelphia. A 43-year-old woman, Susan Finkelstein, was arrested for allegedly offering up her body to an undercover officer in exchange for World Series tickets. Big Phillies fan, apparently. She's now denying that she was offering sex. But that aside, let's use the item to bring up the general issue of prostitution. Pat, shouldn't this woman be allowed to offer sex for tickets if it is her choice?
Adam, I can't say I agree with people who think it's okay to trade sexual favors for material wealth or things. Of course, it's been going on since before civilization, but if sex is not conducted as an act of love for a mate with the intention of producing children, then do we not lose our humanity? I think prostitutes have no dignity, no self-esteem, and are indeed lost souls who need God the most. So prostitution should be illegal, so we can get women off the street and get them first punished for such a terrible sin, then get them some guidance on how to discover Jesus or reunite with him.
Larry?
I have always favored legalizing prostitution because it is a choice someone makes to willingly trade sex for money or World Series tickets. A voluntary transaction that doesn't hurt anyone, any third party, should be legal. Pat, you call prostitutes sinners who need to be punished, but what harm do they do? I contend that your moralizing and condemnation of them does more harm to them than the sex that they have.
Larry, I condemn them because the harm they do to themselves by committing an inherently evil act, sex without love, is terrible, and it also harms the culture at large when these acts are shown in films like the ones you produce. Your films harm the culture by encouraging selfish acts of pleasure without love.
Have you ever masturbated to one of my magazines or films?
Yes, and that was a sin, and I have repented, and God has forgiven me.
Okay. Have you ever been, or ask it this way, have you ever purchased the services of a prostitute?
Yes, and again, that was a sin, also repented and forgiven.
Well, how much of a sin? Who committed the bigger sin, you or the prostitute you boned?
Well, actually, I didn't have coitus with her. She tied me up and dripped hot candle wax on me. And then I tied her up and beat her with a wooden switch for being such a dirty whore. But she was the prostitute, so she committed a far bigger sin than me.
I don't think either of you sinned, unless you didn't tell your wife about it. Did you tell her?
No, but she found out. And yes, you're right, it was a sin to be unfaithful to her.
Yeah, since repented and forgiven, I understand. But the only sin in that whole episode was you breaking of your marriage vow, in my opinion. But even that could have been avoided if you had asked her permission to indulge your fantasy with the prostitute. It's called an open marriage. You should try it.
Well, I'm too old for sex now, but there were more sins in there. When I found out that she and the pimp had cheated me, they had let others use her. You see, she was supposed to be for me only. Well, the last time we met, I gave her a pretty good beating, pretty savage beating, because she was such a cheating whore. She was to be for me only. Then I shot her, and I shot her pimp, and I stole a stash of cocaine, guns, and cash that I found in the house.
Holy shit, Pat. I don't think those acts are repentable or forgivable.
Well, maybe not, but at least I'm not a prostitute.
Great fucking Scott.
Guys, we're up against a hard break. Well, I don't even. I'm stunned. We'll be back after the break with Larry Flynt and Scarface, Pat Robertson.